The line between life and death has fascinated humanity for millennia. But what if death is not the final frontier? What if life can be sustained, artificially, long after nature has declared it over? Today on Reality Recital, we delve into one of the most unsettling and controversial experiments in the history of science, the Russian blood flow experiment. In the Soviet Union, during the 1920s, science wasn't just about discovery. It was about pushing boundaries, questioning the laws of nature itself, and exploring how far we could manipulate life. At the heart of this disturbing journey was a man named Dr. Sergei Brukhonenko. His goal? To artificially maintain life in the most unimaginable way, by keeping a severed head alive. The 1920s and 1930s were periods of immense transformation in the Soviet Union. Under Joseph Stalin's regime, there was a relentless drive to outpace the Western world in every aspect of life, especially in science and technology. The state poured vast resources into research, with one goal: to become a global leader in innovation. Amid this charged atmosphere, science was about more than discovery. It was about control. Control over nature. Control over life. Control over death itself. This environment allowed scientists like Dr. Sergei Brukhonenko to push the boundaries of ethical research in ways never before imagined. Brukhonenko was fascinated with the possibility of defying death, challenging the ultimate finality of life. And this drive led him to create a machine that would do the unthinkable, artificially sustain life, even in a severed head. Born in 1890, Sergei Brukhonenko was a brilliant researcher, deeply curious about the mysteries of life. He was particularly drawn to the workings of the human body, especially the role of blood circulation in keeping us alive. Brukhonenko believed that if he could manipulate the flow of blood, he could manipulate life itself. His ambitions culminated in the creation of a machine known as the autojector, a device that would serve as an artificial heart and lungs, circulating blood and oxygen through a body, even after the natural organs had failed. It was a crude yet groundbreaking precursor to modern medical technology. The autojector was designed to mimic the heart's pumping action and the lungs' oxygenation process, ensuring that organs and tissues could continue to function even without the body's most vital systems. But the real question was, could this machine sustain life outside the body itself? To test his invention, Brukhonenko turned to animal experiments, focusing primarily on dogs. In one of his most famous, and disturbing, experiments, he decapitated a dog and connected its severed head to the autojector. And then, something remarkable happened. The severed head, connected to the machine, remained alive. According to Brukhonenko, the dog's eyes would blink in response to light, its ears twitched at sounds, and when food was placed near its mouth, it would attempt to lick its lips. These signs of life, he claimed, proved that the machine could keep a brain functioning, even without a body. But were these responses truly signs of consciousness? Or were they just reflexes, automatic reactions from a brain on the verge of death? Whatever the case, the sight of a severed head displaying signs of life was enough to chill anyone who witnessed it. News of Brukhonenko's work soon spread, causing shock and horror around the world. The Soviet government, eager to demonstrate its scientific superiority, hailed the experiment as a triumph of human ingenuity. But outside the Soviet Union, reactions were far more critical. Many scientists questioned the ethics of the experiment. Was this truly a step forward in medicine, or was it a violation of the natural order? Was Brukhonenko a genius, or a madman playing God with life itself? The public outcry was fierce, with many calling the experiment grotesque and inhumane. These ethical debates raged on, even as Brukhonenko continued his work, undeterred by the controversy surrounding him. He believed that by pushing the boundaries of life and death, he could unlock new medical possibilities. And in some ways, he wasn't wrong. Despite the ethical concerns, there was no denying the scientific value of Brukhonenko's work. The autojector was a precursor to modern heart-lung machines, which are now essential in surgeries that require the heart to be stopped temporarily. These machines pump blood and oxygen through a patient's body, keeping them alive while their heart is repaired or replaced. Brukhonenko's machine worked by mechanically circulating oxygenated blood through a body, or in this case, a head, allowing the brain to remain functional for a time. It was a simple but effective concept. As long as the brain received the oxygen it needed, it could continue sending signals to the rest of the body, even when that body no longer existed, but there were limits. Even with the autojector, the brain couldn't last forever. After a few hours, the cells would begin to deteriorate, and eventually, death would come, no matter how advanced the machine. While Brukhonenko's experiments may seem horrifying, they paved the way for some of the most important developments in modern medicine. Today, heart-lung machines save countless lives, and organ transplants, made possible by artificial life support systems, are routine. In a strange way, Brukhonenko's work has become a cornerstone of modern medical technology, but even as we benefit from these advancements, the ethical questions raised by his experiments linger. How far should we go in our pursuit of scientific knowledge? What are the limits of life, and when do we cross the line from progress into moral violation? These are questions that we still struggle with today. So, was Dr. Brukhonenko a visionary ahead of his time, or did his work push science into dangerous and unethical territory? The line between life and death is thin, and Brukhonenko spent his life walking that line. His work has shaped the future of medicine, but it also serves as a chilling reminder of how far we are willing to go in our quest for control. If this story has left you questioning the boundaries of science, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more unsettling yet fascinating stories. Thank you for watching Reality Recital. Stay curious, question everything, and remember, what we think we know is often just the beginning.